What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So there's been an update to the Social Security Fairness Act. We're going to talk a little bit about that in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so first off, I want to show you what WEP and GPO is and how that relates to the Social Security Fairness Act. Most of you probably already know, if you saw the title, Social Security Fairness Act, you know what it's about. But for those of you who are not familiar with WEP and GPO, I want to talk a little bit about that first, and then we'll come back, and then we'll talk about how this is going to move forward. Okay, so let's go over the windfall elimination and the government pension offset, so GPO and WEP. So the best way to explain this is just by giving you examples. So suppose you are receiving a pension of $800 per month from a job where you did not pay Social Security taxes. You are also eligible for Social Security benefits based on other employment where you did pay into Social Security. And so according to WEP rules, the reduction of your Social Security benefits cannot be more than half of your $800 pension. This means the maximum reduction due to WEP would be $400. And then you have the cap amount here. Suppose the cap set by law for the maximum WEP reduction this year is $480. So in this case, even though the law allows for a maximum reduction of $480, your reduction will be limited to $400 because this is half of your pension amount. Thus, your Social Security benefits will be reduced by $400, which adheres to the rules of not exceeding half of your non-covered pension amount. This way, reduction is kept reasonable relative to the pension you received from your Social Security covered employment. And so the bottom line here is if you are receiving a pension, you're going to have reduced Social Security benefits. If you qualify for both and you start receiving a pension, then what Social Security will do is they will, I don't like to use the word penalize, but they're basically going to say, because we know that you're receiving a pension, we're not going to give you your full Social Security benefits. Now, looking at the government pension offset, or GPO, the GPO primarily affects individuals who receive a government pension from a job where they did not pay Social Security taxes and who are eligible for Social Security benefits as a spouse or a widow or widower. So basically, in this situation, you're receiving a pension, but you didn't pay into Social Security at all. And so you don't qualify to receive Social Security benefits, but you qualify for spousal benefits or benefits as a widow or widower. And so according to GPO, the 2/3 rule applies here. It says GPO reduces Social Security benefits you receive as a spouse or a widow by an amount equal to 2/3 of your government pension. This rule is applied to ensure that those who did not contribute to Social Security from their primary job do not receive a full spouse's or widow's benefits, which is intended to supplement the incomes of families who depend primarily on Social Security. And giving an example here, suppose you are eligible for a spousal Social Security benefit of $600 per month. You also receive a government pension of $900 per month from a job that you did not pay into Social Security. 2/3 of your $900 pension is $600. And so according to the GPO, $600, which is 2/3 of your government pension, would be subtracted from your $600 spousal Social Security benefit. And so in this example, your entire $600 Social Security spousal benefit would be offset by GPO. You would receive your government pension, but no additional Social Security spousal benefits. And now, why are they doing this? What is the purpose of this? So it says the purpose of the GPO is to balance the benefits system so that individuals who did not pay into Social Security for their main job do not receive full Social Security spousal benefits, which are funded by the Social Security taxes. Okay, so now that you know a little bit more about the WEP and GPO provisions, we're going to talk a little bit about what happens next. Because I just posted a video a few days ago. I was talking about WEP and GPO and the Social Security Fairness Act and the fact that you had a few Congress people that got together and they actually tabled this. I think they tabled it on Tuesday, so on Election Day, because they knew no one's going to be there. And so what does that mean? And back then I said it's a pause. They put a pause on this. Well, the fact is that they put a pause on the spending. So part of the Social Security Fairness Act, not the entire Social Security Fairness Act. So they can still vote on this. So that will be good. But right now, they're estimating it's going to cost about $196 billion. And so that is why the Freedom Caucus said that they wanted to table at least that portion. But they are anticipating voting on it this week. So we'll have to see if they do vote on it this week. Now, I want to show you, this is just a little bit information just so you guys kind of have an idea of what is going to transpire. And so what's next? It says, in tabling legislation, the conservatives actually set back its procedural rule, but not the bill itself. So they can still vote on the bill. The legislation is expected to move forward with a House vote anyway, possibly in the week ahead. And then the last little part here says, that said, passage will now be tougher, requiring a supermajority threshold rather than a simple majority, as had been planned under the rule that the Freedom Caucus leaders turned back. And so now passing this bill will be a little bit more challenging. But even though passing this bill will be a little bit more challenging, it's very doable because they have over 300, so 300 plus supporters of this bill. And so what that means is all they need is 290. 290 is the supermajority. And so in the House, they should be able to pass this as long as they are able to keep this bipartisan and keep everybody on board. So what will happen if they pass this next week in the House, then it's going to go over to the Senate. The Senate needs to pass this with 60 votes. And so that's also going to need to be bipartisan. And then if they can pass it in the Senate, then it goes down to the president. And then President Biden can sign off on this before the end of the year. And so that is what we're looking at right now when it comes to this bill. And I think that it has a really good opportunity to pass. I think the House will go ahead and move forward, as they stated. They'll go ahead and pass it. And then once it gets to the Senate, then I think because you have so much support in the House, I think you're going to have similar support in the Senate, bipartisan support. So that's obviously that's what you need. So basically, right now, Democrats are controlling the Senate. That will change in January, but right now the Democrats are controlling the Senate. And so you need all the Democrats, so 51, plus you're going to need at least 9 Republican senators. And I don't think they'll have an issue passing it in either the House or the Senate. And then when it gets to the president's desk, I'm pretty sure that he'll sign off on it. Now, there are pros and cons to the Social Security Fairness Act. I'll do a separate video and we can talk a little bit more about that. But this would help people who are currently receiving pensions and Social Security, or people who are receiving a pension and they qualify for spousal benefits. This would benefit them, and they would get this windfall. They would be able to receive a boost in their payments. And I think they said that it would go back to 2023. I believe that's what they were saying. So we'll have to see if we get more information about that. And so this small group of people that are receiving Social Security benefits and a pension, they're going to see that boost. I would be in that category if I were old enough to receive Social Security because I'm receiving a pension, only a pension. I paid into a pension. I didn't pay into Social Security. At least I haven't paid the full 10 years yet. I've only paid about 5 years. But once I reach that 10-year mark, now I'll qualify too. And so as I stated earlier when I was talking about the different provisions, they will reduce your benefits based on if you're receiving a pension. But if they eliminate WEP and GPO, now you'll qualify for the full amount. And so that's why it would be a benefit to a lot of people who are receiving pensions. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.